I'm Marcia Shear, and I developed the Matching Person and Technology model and accompanying assessment process as a tool for you to use in working with consumers and helping them select and evaluate the most appropriate technologies for their use. You've had a chance to look at some of the introductory modules now and have a pretty good sense of what the Matching Person and Technology theory is about, and also what the accompanying assessment process hopes to achieve. Yet there's no substitute for actually seeing the process in use, watching somebody conduct an interview. Also, what I hope to do during this interview with Susan is model for you some basic interviewing techniques. There's 5 things that serve as kind of the foundation of building a good interview with an individual. The first building block, the most bottom on this pyramid, if you can think of it that way, this real foundation, is what we call fundamental attending skills. Letting the individual that you're interviewing know that you are present, that you're listening, and that you're understanding or trying to understand. So it might be simply, a head nod, saying things like, I see, I understand. Those kinds of things tell the individual that you are following along with her, even, slight movement forward or something of that nature. The second building block is an open invitation to talk. And to convey that, we use open-ended questions. Those are questions that cannot be answered with a yes or no answer. They typically begin with what, how, please explain, can you indicate to me, questions of that nature. How did it go with the walker trials?
Well, one of the walkers I really liked because it was easy and able to use. It was smaller and compactable. The other one I wasn't as satisfied with. It was wider, a little bit more bulkier, a little more heavier, and I pinched my finger trying to close it. So I really liked one of the ones that we chose.
The third building block is clarification of content. So Susan might say something to me, and I want to make sure that I have it, that I'm understanding it correctly, but I also want to convey to her that I'm following along and listening to her. So I would just kind of paraphrase that back, and that would serve as an opportunity for her to correct me or to say, yes, that's true, that's exactly what I think, or that's exactly what happened.
Right now, with the cane that I have, I just don't have the balance on both sides. And so if I'm reaching, I feel I lose my balance and I'm afraid I'm going to fall. So I want that stability on both sides so I can, get up and do the things I need to do and reach the things. So
that happens fairly frequently, Susan, that you have a sense that you might lose your balance?
When I'm doing, different tasks, like in the kitchen, trying to reach for things and cook and do the dishes, just move it, all that movement makes me a little off balance, and then I'm always on one side. I just don't have that stability on both sides.
It's probably a little scary then, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
The fourth building block is reflection of feeling, and that's very important because oftentimes we talk about some very personal and sensitive issues when we're in the process of selecting the most appropriate technology for a person's use. And it's good to acknowledge these feelings and to kind of let the individual know again that I've heard that pain or that disgust or that embarrassment or whatever that is in her voice.
I guess I worry because of my endurance, am I going to be able to keep the work productivity that I have, that I'm used to doing? I mean, I have high demands, things to get done, and when I tire, I don't get as much done, and so I worry about that. And then also, just again, like I said, that the company is a big company, and getting to the 5th floor and then having to walk from office to office, all that takes a lot more time than it used to. I used to zip around, and now I can't be so fast. So
pretty frustrating,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah, it is. Well, and part of it is going through a disability when you're independent and you lose that. I'm motivated, but yet there's some anger over it and just
Some discouraging moments too.
yeah. And sometimes the expiration of this disease seems to get worse, and so then it takes me back for a loop, and then I might be doing okay, and then then I go back in my health. So it's frustrating.
And then the last one is summarization, and that's not just done at the end of an interview, but can occur at a couple or several points during the interview to kind of take a theme, tidy it up, kind of put it together in a way that hopefully makes sense and that the interviewee agrees with. To regain a year or more, regain home work independence. And I assume that means a lot of areas: mobility, balance, endurance, being able to reach things, not having the fatigue at the keyboard, things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, working and being a mom, I just miss all that independence that I had with my kids, and then also at work. I work full time, and I'm in a high position. I just want to get back into the ability to do the things I used to do.
So it's very important for you, if I'm understanding correctly, that any device that we talk about, the biggest impact it could have for you would be to kind of preserve your energy.
Oh, yeah.
As well as helping you accomplish maybe more speed in walking or actually being...